Right, so everybody, right, hope you are all fit and well. Sorry for the little pause at the start of the week. We've got a bit of a gandy leg. So hope you are all fit and well though. So we will start, as always, with a nice gentle warm-up. So starting with your neck, just looking to the left and to the right. Keep the movements nice and smooth. Things as it is your neck. Now, staying with your neck, just going from side to side, so your ear comes down towards the tops of your shoulder. Again, just keep the movement nice and gentle. Things might hear the odd crackle. Cool. And then finally for your neck, just looking down towards the ground and up to the ceiling. And again, just keeping that movement as smooth as you possibly can. Okay, right, now let's move on to our shoulders. So some nice large circles all the way back, using your arms to maximum effect. And now, same thing, just bring it forward. So this time, again, nice big circles, really using your arms. Really warm up our lovely shoulders. Now, give yourselves a nice big hug. Let's open up our chest. Got a few press-ups coming your way, so this will help get you ready for that. A nice packed menu today, 10 different exercises. Hope you're looking forward to it. Now, we're going to fold your arms in front, a little bit of twisting around to the side. And again, for this one, keep the movement as smooth as possible, just working a little bit on your spine. Keep it nice and flexible, warming up the spine. Now, arms out to the side. I just want you to reach from one side to the other as though you're trying to stretch out, touch an imaginary wall on either side. Let's do it our lower back. Doesn't really move an awful lot down there, but this will help. Okay, now let's move on to our hips. So, some nice large circles. Put your hands on your hips if you want. Give you a bit of direction. And nice large circles just in the one direction to start. Again. This is a good time for your knees to crackle as well. Don't worry about that. And here we go back the opposite way. Okay, so I will do most of the exercises today. I will dib out on just on the leg exercises as I'm still slightly in the wars. That's the understatement. Right, now staying with your hips, just want you to transfer the weight now from one foot to the other. So your hips are moving sideways. Again. That hips really warmed up, and then to finish this lovely warm up, it's going to be a few shallow squats. So again, for squats, feet a little bit wider than your shoulders, always pointing out slightly, looking directly ahead as you squat down. And then maybe go a little bit deeper with it. I shall be cautious. Okay, so on today's menu, we're going to start with marching on the spot. So a little bit of a pulse raiser, then press-ups, bicep curls, front raises, side bends, which we've all done before, then sit-down stand-ups. We've got chest press, figures of 8, and tricep extensions. Do not worry if you can't remember all of those, you just follow me with what I do all throughout. So we're going to start with a little bit of marching on the spot. If you want to go full Monty with it, you can do jumping jacks as well if you like to really crank up the volume. Otherwise, we're going to start in, here we go, 3, 2, 1. So it's really just a little bit of pulse raiser just to elevate our heart at the start of the workout. It is a HIIT class, so you can go high with your knees if you wish, nice big high steps, or you can go jumping jacks if you want. Don't let me stop you. And then after these, we're going to start with press-ups. So that will be the first one of the main exercises. And again, you've got the 4 options. You can start against the wall or against the kitchen countertop. 2 versions on the floor. Right, 15 seconds rest. So remember, whichever version of press-ups you are going for, hands just slightly wider than your shoulders. If you're doing against the wall, remember your face does not need to hit the wall as you go in. And we're going to start those in 3, 2, 1. So it's nice to be back after a little bit of a break, as you can see. I'm going to PT in the walls a bit. Thanks. So after our lovely press ups, you're going to need both dumbbells. We're going to have a set of bicep curls will be next. But again, throughout the first round, just keep a check on your breathing. We're trying to get you to a state where you are slightly out of breath. I think if you are new to the class, please pace yourself for the first round. So for bicep curls, you've got two options, both arms together. If you want a little bit easier, you just alternate your arms. Either way, 3, 2, 1, here we go. So, the key to bicep curls. You want to keep your elbows as sort of tight and stable by your side as you possibly can. That will mean your biceps do all the work. If you want to do it individual arms, it's a little bit easier, but again, just watch those elbows, keep them as stable as possible. And of course, the widest range of movement. So all the way up to the top, all the way down to the bottom. So again, go for that big range of movement. You're adding a little bit of flexibility into the movement too. Well done. So staying with both. The next one up is going to be front raises. So it's time for a bit of shoulder work. Again, alternating arms. This one, hands up to the height, tops of your shoulder. Nice control on the way back down. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Now, if you're feeling particularly energetic, you can pump these a little bit. You can go a little bit faster if you wish. If you are new to the class, however, just focus on your technique and particularly nice control, not just on the way up, but also stop the effect of gravity on the way down. That's done. I can see some nice technique. That's very good. Good to see. Right, so after these, it's down to a single one. I've got a set of side bends now, so a little bit of work for your core. So for these, again, don't overreach when you go off to the side. Remember, you're just coming back to the vertical. You need to hop over to the other side, just keep it straight. So 3, 2, 1. So always put side bends in. I like side bends. Helps cinch the waist, and you are strengthening your oblique muscles. So nice practical one. Anytime you stoop down to pick something heavy up off the floor, those are the muscles you're using. And again, when you straighten up, remember you just come up to the vertical. Then you sort of over egg it, and that range of movement is still relatively small. So well done. So that's going to be the same thing on the other side now. The arm that's holding the weight is always straight throughout the movement, and you're going to reach to the side, but not too far. So are you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Cool. As I don't do things by halves, apparently I've torn my hamstring at the top. It goes into my glutes. Should explain a lot. So, right, and hopefully I should all be better within about 3 weeks. So after the side bends, we've got sit down stand-ups or squats. So again, a little pause. If you're going to do sit down stand-ups, that is the full Monty version. You can go really quite fast with it. I'm going to do squats. For squats, just have your feet a little bit wider than shoulders, pointing out slightly. And again, we're looking directly ahead as you squat down. 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, I'm not going to go very deep with it. But you can go much lower if you're feeling comfortable and you are a regular to the class. If you're doing sit-down stand-ups, of course, it's great for cardio. So again, sit-down stand-ups, nice brisk pace, get the heart pumping. So I should be just sticking with squats. After sit-down stand-ups, it's going to be a single dumbbell now. We've got a lovely standing chest press. So remember, squeeze between the palms of your hands. That little bit of inward pressure, that engages your chest muscles, and you're ready to go. In 3, 2, 1. So pushing forward, keeping that little bit of inward pressure at all times. I know it gets a little harder as that weight goes away from your body, but do try and maintain that inward pressure. And again, if you struggle to get your arms out full, well, you know, just try 3/4 or even half. You can just build up over time. And again, just from the front, so a little bit of variety, you can see what that looks like. Done, I can see some nice technique going. Perfect. So, what have we got next? We've got figures of 8. So, a nice little workout for your shoulders, great for flexibility and mobility. And of course, tightening your core. So, feet shoulder width apart, Arms out nice and long. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. And they're called figures of 8 for a reason. So as you draw those lovely big round figures of 8, just keep a check on them. Again, if you draw a nice big round, large figures of 8, then you are really giving your shoulders a wonderful workout. And of course, with your arms out full, that weight furthest away from your body as possible, you're also giving your abs a good workout too. 2 for the price of 1. Right, so just to finish off the round, we've got tricep extensions. So for that, one weight carefully behind the back of your head. Remember, the movement is just from the elbows up. We're going to start those in 3, 2, 1. So with tricep extensions, this is the one really for technique. You don't need to go fast for these. Try to keep your upper part of the arm as stable as possible. And restrict the movement really just from the elbows, forearm raising up. Right above your head, and lowering it down. And you keep that in 10 seconds. That is round 1 done. So 5 and 5. We've got half a minute rest coming up. Time for a break. So there you go. So as always, keep topped up with fluids. Water up, squash, something of that light, particularly as it starts to get a little bit warmer. Okay, so we will be starting this second round. Again, it'll be marching on the spot. You can do jumping jacks if you wish to go a little bit faster. Thanks. I don't want to curb anybody's enthusiasm. So it will be good to see a few of these. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. So I think I should just be sensible. So, right. So after these, we've got press-ups. So again, you've got your 4 options for press-ups, either against the wall, against the sturdy table or kitchen counter, and the 2 versions on the floor. The final 5 seconds. Cool. So whichever press-up you're going to do, though, remember, placement of the hands is just a little bit wider than your shoulders. That will give you a nice full range of movement. And we're going to start those in, here we go, 3, 2, 1. So if you're doing it against the wall, then you want to be standing at least 1 good pace in front of the wall. So again, it gives you a nice range of movement and it's reasonably comfortable to do. So after these, what have we got? We're back to using both dumbbells next. We've got a set of bicep curls coming up. And again, you have 2 options for those. Last few seconds here, though. Okay, so bicep curls. Remember, you can do both arms together. That requires the most work. You can alternate your arms. But either way, just watch the elbows. 3, 2, 1. Keep them nice and stable. Remember, you're going for that full range of movement. So really curling that weight right up to the top. And opening your arms as fully as they can. Again, keeping your arms nice and flexible, working your biceps, making them nice and strong. Oh, yeah, we're on fire today. And again, I can see some very nice techniques, so keep that going. After these, we've got front raises. So again, a bit of work for your shoulders. We'll need both dumbbells. So again, starting point, feet shoulder width apart. Be nice and upright. Brace your abs. Remember, hands up to the heights of the tops of your shoulders. Don't need to go any higher than that. And if you're ready, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's nice to be back. I get very grumpy when I don't do exercise, and having a doctor say, got to take it easy is, well, not the best news. I think, right, so, but we're back into the saddle. That's what I like. After these, we've got a side bend, so down to a single dumbbell next. And again, it's a little bit easier, so there's less intensity. There you go, nice to go, and some good technique there. Good to see. So remember, the arm that's holding the weight is straight. Don't overreach when you go off to the side. It's a small range of movement. And if you are ready, here we go in 3, 2, 1. Again, just straightening up right just to the vertical. You need to over egg it by going over to the other side. So once or twice. You don't want to put any extra special pressure on the spine. So just up to the vertical is what you're aiming for. And again, always the range of movement is relatively small, so it's just really between your knee and your hip, neither going beyond either extreme. There you go, nicely done. So 15 seconds rest. Same thing on the other side. So the arm holding the weight is straight. The range of movement is relatively small, so don't overreach, and you just come back to the vertical. And if you're ready, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Cool. And again, whatever speed you went for the other side, try and just match that, keep the workout nice and balanced. And then after our side bends, it's back to either sit down stand-ups or a set of squats. Choice is yours. Squats are slightly easier of the two. But they all, both exercises use all of your lower body. Good. So again, sit down stand-ups if you want to do those. Nice brisk pace, you can use your arms as you stand up. Squats, just feet a little bit wider than your shoulders, pointing out slightly, looking directly ahead in 3, 2, 1. Okay, and of course, I'm a little bit gingerly, but if you're doing squats, you can go nice and deep with them. So, I'm taking baby steps today. Cool. So after sit down stand-ups, the last 3 for the round, all with a single dumbbell. So we've got standing chest press coming up next. Again, just the one dumbbell. Cool. So remember, standing chest press, squeezing that weight between your palms. That little bit of inward pressure engages your chest muscles, and you are good to go. In 3, 2, 1. So if you maintain that inward pressure throughout the movement, even when your hands are furthest away from your body, your chest muscles are going to be working overtime, which is what we want, of course, from the side. This is how it looks. And again, you struggle to keep your arms out full. You can start off with 3/4 of the way, even halfway, and just build up gradually over time. Let's go back to the front view. Go. Cool, nicely done. Again, some nice technique. Good. After that, we've got figures of 8. So again, starting point, feet shoulder width apart. Be nice and upright, brace those abs, arms out full to the front if you can. And we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. So look at those figures of 8 before your very eyes. Are they nice and round and large? If they are, well done. This is what we want. Those drawing nice big round figures of 8. Really giving your shoulders a great workout. And of course, with the arms outstretched, your abs are working overtime too. What's not to love? Okay. Go. So, just to finish off the round, tricep extension. So again, for this one, just carefully behind the back of your head. You're going to keep the upper arm as stable as possible. The movement is really different elbows. Starting in 3, 2, 1. And again, the pace is easy, go straight right down to focus on your technique. There's plenty of other exercises, you can go a bit faster, but for these ones, slowly as it goes, nice technique, which your triceps a great workout. That last 10 seconds, another round, boom, climber. Okay, well done. Time for a little break. So 30 seconds. Again, top up the old fluids. Keep nice and hydrated. As before, round 3 is going to start with a little bit of a pulse raiser. You can jog it. You could even do a little side step if you want to vary it. Jumping jacks, if you want to crank up the volume. But either way, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. So, nice little bit of a pulse raiser. I think. Happens for a while. So step it out. You can, if you want, do a side step. And again, you can do jumping jacks too. But variety, as they say, is the spice of life. So after these, what have we got? We've got press-ups now. Okay. So again, whichever option you're going, remember those hands just a bit wider than your shoulders. I should stick with the versions against the wall. You know, I should show my back to anybody, but I'm not being rude. On this, 3, 2, 1, here we go. So how is your breathing going? We got to the point where you're slightly out of breath. If so, well done. If not, come on, this is round 3. Let's go a little bit faster. The ones that lend themselves to it, press up to 1. And we've got bicep curls next. We can go a little bit faster with those 2. A few seconds here. Cool, cool, cool. So remember, for your bicep curls, again, you've got 2 options. Both arms together, a little bit easier, just one at a time. Either way, just keep the elbows stable by your side. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. And again, you're going for that maximum range of movement. So right up to the top, all the way back down to the bottom. Keep those arms nice and flexible, keeping those elbows nice and stable. Forces your biceps to do all of the work. Perfect. And again, that's a nice technique. Well done. Keep that going. So after this one, we have got front raises now. So again, you're going to need both of those lovely dumbbells. A few seconds here though. Cool. So again, for front raises, another one, checking your posture right at the start. Be nice and upright. Brace these abs. Remember, hands up to the heights of the tops of your shoulders. So I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's much better. I love it when I'm working out. It's just, I don't like being inactive, as you might imagine. It's kind of like a bad day in the office for me. So after this little bit of pump action, we've got side bends that are a little bit easier. You will need just the 1 dumbbell. So, and again, these ones you can keep nice pumping up, keeping that slightly out of breath feeling. So for your side bends, remember the arm with the weight is straight. When you reach to the side, you're not going too far. It's a small range of movement. We're going to start those in 3, 2, 1. I do like this one. This is an exercise, so it's nice and practical for picking up stuff off the floor, but it also kind of cinches your waist as well. So if you're a little bit of aesthetics on top of a very practical exercise. Now after this, got the same thing on the other side. So whatever speed you're doing here, I want you to mirror that next. Keep the workout nice and balanced. There you go. So look. So same thing on the other side. Arm with the weight is straight. Go off to the side. You're not overreaching. And we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Again, just make sure that pace is the same from before, so the workout is balanced. And after side bends, it's back to doing either sit-down stand-ups or a set of squats. We'll be sticking with the squats, but you have the choice of either sit-down stand-ups or kind of the more fully involved one, and you'll get a nice cardio workout with that as well. So again, sit-down stand-ups. Give yourself that nice pace. You can use your arms as you stand up. For squats, feet just a bit wider than your shoulders, pointing out slightly, and again, just looking ahead as you squat down. And here we go, 3, 2, 1. Again, if you're doing squats, go a little bit deeper than I am today. That's it. Thanks. Cool, so 10 more seconds. Very nearly there. After this, standing chest press. So it's back to using a single dumbbell. 3. So as before, you're going to hold the weight between the palms of your hands, keep your fingers nice and flared, a little squeeze inwards, and then you are all set to go. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. So pushing it forward, bringing it back in. Trying to keep that nice little bit of inward pressure. And you really will feel it as you push your hands away from your body in particular. And by maintaining that nice little bit of inward pressure, you are working out your pecs, basically your chest muscles. From the side, there you go. Different view. Same bit of inward pressure there. And then after these, well done, we've got figures of 8. So again, starting point, feet shoulder width apart, nice and upright, brace these abs, arms out to the front, as long as you possibly can. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. Lovely, big round figures of 8. Now, I've said so far this workout, if you want to make it a little bit easier, you can bring your hands a bit closer to your chest. But again, just focus on those figures of 8. That would be nice, big and round so that your shoulders are working out loads. And of course, the further you have your hands away from your body, the more those lovely abs of yours will work. And again, one of my favorite exercises to do. So to finish up the round, we have got tricep extensions.
Remember, that one, carefully behind the back of your head, raise it up above your head. And if you want, you can start in 3, 2, 1. So the upper part of your arm, try to keep that as stable as possible. Again, either you can slow the pace right down, technically elevated tricep extensions. And we're going to have another one of these there faster. So, you know, a little bit of light and shade throughout the workout. You do it. So final few seconds here, and then that would be 3 rounds done. Well done.
Then pause. We're whizzing by today. And again, time for a drink, always important. So we'll start the 4th, final round with marching on the spot. You can do a nice little side step if you want, or go for star jumps. We used to do those in school. Going back a while. Right, are you ready? Round 4, 3, 2, 1. Remember doing star jumps with a games master called Mr. Yeoman. He used to have a face of thunder just about every day of the week. Oh dear. A long time ago. So after these, we've got press ups. So again, you've got your 4 options, varying degrees of difficulty, starting with the ones against the wall, ending up on the floor with the full standard press up position. I'll stick with the wall. So again, whichever option you're going for, hands just a bit wider than your shoulders. If you're standing by the wall, just a nice big step in front of it. With a good range of movement. And we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Life's so much better when you're exercising. So after these, we've got bicep curls. We're going to start crossing a few off the list now. This is the 4th and final round today. And again, how is your breathing? If you're slightly out of breath, then well done. You've been putting in the effort. If you haven't quite achieved that, come on, it's the last round. Put in a little bit extra, get to that point. Down, we've got a little cool down afterwards to look forward to. So bicep curls, remember, 2 options, both arms together, alternating arms either way. Just make sure you keep your elbows in check. Nice and stable in 3, 2, 1. And of course, I'm looking for that full range of movement. So curling your arms right up to the top, open all the way back down to the bottom. And again, if you keep those elbows in check and they're nice and stable by your side, then your lovely biceps will be doing all of the hard work for you. And again, just watch out in gravity when you're opening your arms. Keep that control going throughout the movement. So final 5 seconds, and that's bicep curls off the list for today. Well done. Next up, we've got front raises. Again, it's checking your posture right at the start. Be nice and upright. Brace your abs, hands up to the heights of the tops of your shoulders. And we're going to start those in 3, 2, 1. So again, if you've started off with a moderate pace, you might now want to consider pumping it up a little bit. These lend themselves to a slightly faster pace. Think body pump class, and you might not go wrong. And again, if you still are relatively new, then you can focus on technique. And After these, we've got side bends. So a little bit easier coming up for the next two. Only a fraction, mind. So remember for these, arm holding the weight is straight. You go off to the side, you don't reach too far. When you come back, it's just to the vertical, just to be nice and upright. And then we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Feels like the first day back at school. Pleased to be doing the class. Gosh, I do miss exercise when I'm told I can't do anything. Oh. So we've got the same thing on the other side. So whatever speed you were going now, just keep a note on that and just repeat on the other side. Keep your workout nice and balanced. And then after the next side of side bends, it'll be our last. Go sit down, stand ups or squats. So again, for your side bend, the arm is straight. When you reach off to the side, don't go too far with it, and you come back just to the vertical. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Let's get these off the list. Again, so nice little practical one, but it also helps tone the waist as well, these ones. So after our side bends, so you've got sit down, stand up. So if you've got your dining chair to hand, you can crack out with the harder one. Otherwise, squats. Well, it's a bit unfair to say that these squats were the easy option, but anyway, sit down, stand ups, that kind of movement. Otherwise, squats, just your feet a little bit wider than your shoulders, pointing out in 3, 2, 1. Use all the same muscles. You just tend to use a slightly wider range of movement if you do the sit down, stand ups. And of course, they kind of lend themselves to a bit more cardio as well. But lovely squats are using all of your lower body and your glutes. So not exactly getting away with anything. After sit down, stand up, we've got 3 more exercises, all with a single dumbbell. We're going to start with the standing chest press. So remember, just squeezing this weight between the palms of your hands, keep those fingers flared out slightly. And then that bit of inward pressure, you are now good to go. And we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. And again, the knack to these really is trying to maintain that bit of inward pressure, particularly as your hands go further away from your body. That is easier said than done. Yeah. And again, by keeping that little bit of inward pressure, that means your chest muscles are nicely engaged throughout the movement, and they're doing all the work that you want them. Plus, you're doing a bit of work on your arms, of course, so I'm sure you can feel that too. Well done. 2 more left. Figures of 8. So as always, check your posture. Be nice and upright. Brace your abs. Remember, keep your arms out in front as long as possible. And we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Okay, for these, just look at those figures of 8 before your very eyes. Big and round. If they are well done, if not, come on, a little bit of focus. And then again, if you need to make it a little bit easier, you can bring your hands just a fraction closer to your chest. Again, just keep a check on those figures of 8. Nice big round figures of 8. Give your shoulders a good workout. And just away. That's when your abs will do the most work. We've got 1 left to do. How does that happen? Tricep extensions. So remember, speed. Weight carefully behind the back of your head. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. You're just watching the stability of your upper arm. And again, this is all about technique, not about pace. Arm nice and stable. The movement just from your elbow above. Go up high above your head as possible. And again, always nice control, particularly when that weight comes back down towards your back of your neck. 5 seconds. Here we are. Cool. Cool down. Cool down. Right, so before we do a little stretch out and cool down, have a little drink. And again, as always, it is important to bring our bodies a little bit calmer, bring that pulse rate heartbeat down a fraction. So we're going to start, if you're ready, with the first stretch. So fold your arm across the front of your body. The other hand, pull it in nice and tightly. You're going to stretch out your shoulders here. And again, we're going to hold each of these for about 10 seconds. Again, I've said before, but incorporating stretches into your daily routine, if you don't already do it, particularly at the start of your day, your body really is going to love you for it. Same thing on the other side. In nice and tightly, holding it for 10. Yes. More stretches you can do in the day will set you up for the rest of your day. Now, you can relax that one. Next up, stretch the back of the arm. So that's hand behind the back of your shoulder. The other hand, you can either push. And then you can release. So same thing back on the other side.
Push or pull on the elbow. And then we're going to hold for tail.
So for your chest, both hands on the base of your back, push your shoulders right back as far as they will go. Then you'll feel a nice big stretch right across the top of your chest. This also has quite a nice feeling on the lower back as well. Again, just for 10 seconds. Cool. So next up, if you want to bring both your hands now around to the front, link your hands together, just drop your head and shoulders forward. Now push your hands away from your body. We'll stretch out the upper back. And again, we're holding for 10. Now going down to the last 3. Stretching out our obliques now, so hand up nice and high, right above your head. Lean across to the other side. You feel a nice big stretch all the way down the flank. And again, just holding it for 10 seconds. Go a little bit further if you want. Extra stretch, well done. So same thing on the other side. So hand up nice and high. Right above your head.
And now lower to the other side. So it's a lovely big stretch all the way down the side. You can for a few seconds if you like, go a little bit further. Again, just holding for 10.
Right, final 2 are for our legs. I may not go quite as crazy. So if you initially want to stand with your feet wide apart, sorry, you can't see that quite on the screen, but just then take your weight off to the one side. The trail leg is straight, so you're going to feel that stretch on the front leg. You're going to feel it right at the top. On the trail leg, you should be feeling it on your inner thigh. And again, just holding for 10. You can go a little bit further with it, maybe I am today. Now, it's just the same thing, just transfer the weight over to the other side. So now this leg at the front is slightly bent. That trail leg is straight. You're going to feel that stretch right down the front here. And then on the trailing leg on the inner part of your thigh. And again, just holding for 10. Now, the last one is the hamstring stretch. I won't be doing that, but you want to have your legs straight out at the front. You want to bend this one slightly behind. And now I want you to reach down as far as you can at the one at the front. And again, when you can't get any further, you're just going to hold that position for 10 seconds. Yeah, mine's a little bit shallower than I would normally be doing. Again, just holding it for 10 seconds. And then swapping over. So just to finish up, leg out to the front. Nice and straight. Behind, you're going to bend. And now you're going to reach to the one in the front. Go down as far as you possibly can. When you can't get any further, just hold that position for 10 seconds. You're feeling that stretch right at the back of your thigh. And then you can release. There you go. So well done. So thank you everybody for coming along today. Sorry again about early in the week. And hope you have a great weekend. And we'll be back at our normal time on Monday, 11 o'clock. So have a lovely time, have a nice weekend, and I will see you back here on Monday. Take care. See you. Bye. Bye.